Shit, y'all better be lucky Redeemers don't say dress up as Disney princesses.
They like, who
I call Mulan.
I'm sorry.
You don't know the dress up as Disney
Wait,
princesses?
why are we calling
I call Mulan.
Why is this happening? What is going on here?
I hope this is an outtake.
I could pull out Jasmine.
Bro, you could pull off. Okay,
I'll fuck
so
Mulan up.
Hey, no, that's my favorite song. So no, I got Mulan.
I'm getting like, who is that girl I see standing straight back at me? Oh God!
I hope not.
Please keep this in.
oh my god.
Yeah, when do y'all bring this in?
Huh?
What princess would you?
Who's the smart Disney princess?
Smart one?
Damn, that's fucked up. Shout out to Disney.
Shorty from Brave. Sure.
Vic,
She must got. She's
This
cool.
name is about sponsors. Like,
So Disney was about to sponsor us. Damn, who is the smartest Disney princess? What's up, Army man? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Nick.
Keith.
I'm Jarek.
I'm Curtis.
I'm this week.
Y'all know the vibes. Y'all seen the picture. Y'all seen the thumbnail. Y'all know why y'all here. Music box, reflection, no long talk. Let's jump into this. I feel like y'all were 100% accurate on your assumption.
Jack in the Box. Or Music Box. I'm fucking with it though.
So somebody having a session. You throw an 808 on this, I'm behind.
Nick.
We will never beat the stereotype. That's not an 808.
That's a bass line. I'm familiar.
No, that joint is like a growl almost.
That's an analog drum.
No, trust me, that kick is coming in.
This is giving me like horror movie in the boiler room while Freddy lurking type shit.
Yeah.
It's like one of the free beats you get on YouTube.
Vecna's on your ass.
Loading screen.
Yeah.
Resident Evil loading screen.
No, it definitely does. Shout out about you.
Man, let's get into the next song. That was a good
Nick, yo.
Yeah, nah.
I was just.
Was it no lyrics?
Yeah, I was.
Let's talk about the nuances.
Anyway, so what's the next track?
What if?
All right. Did anybody have something?
No, honestly, I think we were all talking during. I think it was fire.
Yeah.
You know, we all
It
kind
reminded
of.
me of Twisted Metal.
American Horror Story for me.
Yeah, that
I can
too.
see that as
Freak
well.
Show, John.
Freak show.
It is
especially.
interesting though, going from like something like really happy and kind of upbeat as far as like the midpoint of segue and everything to kind of the clearly dark undertone of everything with this beat. The Jack in the Box, you hear the heavy breathing underneath of everything. So hearing that heavy breathing, like it's like that like he's like fighting to get out or like ready to kind of burst out. So whatever track we get into, which is going to be the what if, definitely going to be the kind of coming out the box, so to speak, of
It
everything.
reminded me of the VCR.
Better sweat to put it there. Yeah, that's true too. The VCR
I
aspect.
feel like
From the VCRs
Yeah.
concert, it transitioned.
I feel like if I was
That was a crazy
listening
beat, though.
listening
Those
to the
was fire.
album all the way through, you know, without the interruptions of like
That'd be a
reactions or
fire ass
whatever.
interlude.
If I was listening in my headphones, this would be a great breath in the album. You know,
Would it have scared you?
a little bit.
Would you have looked back?
It feels a little mysterious, like
If you walking down a dark alley, you looking.
what's gonna
checking
happen
the
next?
surroundings.
you know.
We gonna see.
No, I don't like that, man. It sound like bones cracking and shit. Like
You know what? Now that you mention that, remember that joint from Lovecraft Country,
the
Mopsy
little-
and
the
Bopsy?
Mopsy and Bopsy.
Yeah,
If you know, you know.
You
bruh.
ever seen that movie, The Platform?
That episode, yes.
Where they kept doing the food shit.
The food kept going
I don't know
down.
why I felt like that, like cold.
But
Volume-
yeah, man, we
the
can
Right in?
volume up.
Yeah, we can jump right into it.
All right, let's just get right into this one.
Nick,
Oh, here we go. Yeah, baby, I like it raw. If you know, you know.
you play this in the whip?
This in the whip right now. It's not fair. This already had an extra kick, though.
This really is not fair. This holds a special place in my heart.
them Supreme Boys or one of them.
No, the boy that did the record one.
Oh, okay.
That's his producer tag.
Oh, okay. Them joints, yeah.
Killing that flow, bro.
He's smart for throwing in just a sample joint right here to let it rock. Oh, even right here, he didn't even bring it completely back. Just like, what if I have no vision? It's like, no vision. You see they in the video like this one here? I'm still be in my heart. This when the baseball bat pointed at the screen like,
Maybe I like it raw.
can you do that shit?
Oh,
Bring that back, Keith. Yeah.
I think even at the beginning.
No, I know he's shooting this video with a fucking Woolrich on. Yeah,
He got to do the joint at the end. Ooh, baby, I like it.
it's not fair though. The production. This is the best track on the album.
Said that last
This is the best track on the album. I mean, when you're presented with new information, you're allowed to change your assessment in life.
He definitely did put You said that already.
You said it, you lying piece of shit.
You like every fucking thing that comes up here.
In the middle, like everything.
Be honest. Speak your mind.
Who does he think he is?
Yeah, man. You
Jerk in the middle.
Nobody.
Don't you left?
Like, you almost had him. You got too greedy.
How is he still here?
Yeah. You can drop this album in the 90s and it'll just like make complete sense. It's
What do you mean by that?
No,
I mean exactly what I said. I feel the same way I do.
Feel the same way 5 minutes
That, yeah, I do. Yeah, because what's the song we're going around for 5 minutes here?
Probably 2 or 3
Maybe
times.
2 or 3
5
times. But no, just in the sense of like it's been a reoccurring theme literally with everything we've been saying up here. Everything just feels so like 90s. We feel a nostalgic energy going through. As soon as we heard that beat, it just was like, oh, okay, we know exactly what we're gonna get. Hope could have been fucking spitting, just going on the track like, and we'd have been like, fire.
Oh shit! That nigga
Who told him that?
That nigga spitting.
Well, ironically, he was. But nah, I actually like what they did. They could have cheated and just kind of left the beat as is and stuff like that. But just sampling it and kind of not so much chopping and screwing it, but kind of predominantly taking like how loud the beat was and kind of just putting it in the forward background, like you know what I mean, and kind of letting the sample kind of run its course. Kind of broke the song down a little bit better, and I thought that just kind of helped it overall. This is a good joint, man. It is a dark aura and energy about this track, and it just feels very much like I got black face paint on underneath. Like we about to go jump somebody. Yeah, people might be. It might be. Is this safe and soul right now, man? People might be
very safe. They don't play that shit.
I hope so, man.
They don't
You might hear this. Be like, give me your wallet.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's robbery music. Yeah. What if I caught you on a back block?
Black gloves, black mask music.
What if J-Hope seen his ops at his party?
J-Hope don't have options.
J-Hope still have ops. You got rid of them.
As soon as the problem started, they gone.
Y'all got ops? I don't got that problem. We get rid of the ops. Niggas been beefing with the ops 2 years. We gotta hop out of here in
Still
2
ain't do
minutes.
shit.
Hide money, nigga. Get your bread up, you broke ass label.
I put that dynamite money on your head.
They write laws about us.
He said, Moria, you gonna need more hat when this fucking Jack in the Box come out and fucking hit you with this arsenal.
Let me pull out that black swan, get you
Turn
with
the
the blood,
album
sweat, and tears.
Stop. Don't
He
swing
said,
low.
equal sign. Yeah. We need that equal sign in the ER.
These bullets.
Turning the album and something up.
He's like,
Right.
that's not the direction Hosucker's going.
This is a peaceful.
We don't know what you're reading. But
Not overcoming trauma.
he's like, it must be Jay Gucci lyrics you're reading. He's like, wrong lyric. We told you that lyrics always fucked up anyway.
Oh
He
my
said,
God.
nah, I'm on my phone. nigga.
You're reading the wrong lyrics, Bob.
I'm on Hob.com.
You are at the bottom.
But nah, yeah, they knew what they was doing. Well, from the rip, they knew what they was doing. Them joints produced this. Shout out to the brother once again. Go over there with getting that Pangtan money. You
What's
know
his
what I'm
name?
saying?
Them
Them
joints.
joints. He produced Kick It, a bunch of stuff for SM for a while.
I thought that's what you said, but I thought I was hearing things.
And he produced
really his
the
name?
Run BTS song
Okay,
from
cool.
a month ago. I
Dope
think.
name. Interesting.
Yeah, so
But keep bro around. Keep bro around.
Sugar somewhere like.
It's starting to be a running theme that his beats is the best Jones. Keep bro around.
hey, goddamn.
He said, hey, the Run BTS joint.
P Dog and Slow Rabbit, like,
No, I fuck with them. They real. I fuck with you, Easy. You real.
But nah, no man, they knew what they was doing, dropping that Shimmy Shimmy Ya sample at the beginning. Definitely set the nostalgia thing. I wonder if this beat was done already, or if they got Hosuck and them joints got together and he told them what he wanted and they kind of gave it the more rock thing. Because from a production standpoint, in my mind, I definitely would have just told J-Hope, yo, for real, since we got the bread to just clear this sample, just have a go at it freestyle over this beat or have a mic check. But given that this album is a theme album, I know he wanted to probably, have everything kind of in the same vein and, tight knit and all that. But I definitely would have tried to be like, yo, rap a little bit more on this.
My business hat.
Forget a chorus. Just go ahead and spit, bro.
My business hat is telling me like this should have been a title joint. If you cleared this sample, like you said, you dancing in this shit too. Hope.
Yeah, that's another thing too. I definitely would have made this a single, but soon as I heard this, I expected more of his version because when it comes to the rap line, I don't like to bring them up. The first thing I thought of was intro persona.
He said a remix with meth.
That'd be dope. That the man was in CL video before, so yeah, do it. But no, the first thing I thought of was intro persona, and I was like, that's the one thing that Sugar and J-Hope don't have that I thought RM kind of separates himself from them with just having a straight up song that's just straight up like a mic check where he's just going off, and it's not just like a downhill flow. He's actually employing, weaving in and out of the beat and everything like that. But back to J-Hope. He didn't do that. He did what if he asked the questions, pretty much kind of existential questions and internalized questions, which is pretty dope. Nice juxtaposition and everything like that. This definitely was the get hype song, as you saw everybody's reaction and everything like that. But I would definitely like to see J-Hope just go off and do a bar fest on a beat one time. So
He giving Tim's and baseball bat and
8-ball, leather 8-ball jackets and
Don't disrespect me, bro. Get my pronouns
leather
correct.
Malcolm X medallions.
He, him. I'm he, him.
that's what I said.
You said sis.
No, I did, nigga.
Trying to disrespect me on here.
It's ma'am.
A little spicy, like you got direct energy on that mic, boy.
Ooh, don't make me get up.
what if?
J-Hope making me feel crazy. J-Hope. Man, what y'all know about this? Man? He snapped on that, John. It's very easy to say, hey, I want to hop, on a Wu-Tang sample, on an ODB sample, but not everybody could do that.
I should have stopped you before you said that because I was about to say, yo, be honest in the comments, yo. Let us know if you didn't know what this was, because I don't want people to be like, I knew what it was. Like you know what I mean? People, I knew what it was.
Did you?
Like them people at the end of Marvel trailer. I mean, Marvel end
I
scenes.
know who that is.
I don't know who that is.
yeah.
You don't know who the fuck Kang is.
You don't know who Infinity is.
It's supposed to be 5 in the morning. I'm sorry.
Hope ran it, man. I love his rap style. He always knows when to, which flows go right at the right time. He has so many of them. He can do so much. His hooks are always so catchy, but always so mellow at the same time, which is really, really dope. I love the repetition at the end. The what if I have no hope, I have no dream, etc. Those are real thoughts, man. Those are real emotions that people feel every day. What if I have no passion? What if I have no vision? You know, he's talking that real shit right there. It's a very up-tempo John, but he was still speaking that
I hate you.
This energy is like.
Everyone said it. The production was there. You know, if you guys know, you know what this beat is. But that way they switched it or flipped it, whatever y'all want to say, that was crazy. Like, that was probably my favorite part in the whole song. Then he just went on a run at the end. I'm honestly, I'll let them handle the lyrics. Production on that album so far to me is God tier. Like, just ready for some more songs.
I thought this was a good jump. Definitely when that shimmy shimmy y'all beat came in, you kind of see our reaction. We all knew what the fuck it was. I did like the fact that they kind of used it for him to ride the entire first verse out. Hearing the beat at a lower volume, they could have dropped maybe some of the pianos out and just hit you with the bing, bing, like kind of a metronome, and that would have kept the beat original to a point, but you would have still got the nostalgia that you would have had in the first verse going throughout the song. They definitely kind of dropped it out as the song kept going on. Even in the chorus, where you thought they would have used it to kind of like hype up the nostalgia, they didn't. They kind of dropped it out, and then kind of just layered over other beats that was like organized noise, if that makes sense, over the joint. Listening to the hook, and almost every song that we've heard has like a super repeated hook. Like, you know, what was it? Arson had a repeatable hook. This has a repeatable hook. Stop had a repeatable hook. More at some points. This feels like an album of emotion, not necessarily an album that was sat down and like thought out and strategically and I don't want to say not intelligently, but like strategically and placed as far as how it was, or meticulously done as far as how the songs were chosen and how he went to approach the track. It's like, yo, I got some shit to get off my chest. This is some stuff I want to say. This is how it's going to come out. And if the, you know, like when the chorus repeats, and even when he's repeating it, like the voice inflection doesn't necessarily say cool and calm. It says emotion. Like it's almost never the same way twice. It's like very emotional, and that's what throughout the album it seems to be that's the theme. All in all, I like it. I wonder how the album's going to round up because we're kind of closing toward the end, correct?
We got one more song.
One more, and then Arson will be the last joint.
What would you rank this one?
Two more. Safety Zone and Future.
I'll probably put this either first or second beside Equal Sign. Even though, I mean, that's not fair because I do like Arson. And I do like More, especially certain aspects of More once that first verse kind of goes off. But I don't know. I think I would probably, this would be an album that I would have to sit with. Kind of like, I don't know if anybody's ever heard Kids See Ghosts. Yeah. The Kanye Cudi album. As a first listen, you're like, damn, what did I like? But it's one of them just I got to sit with you for a bit. So I'll probably listen to it again, but I could definitely see this being up here. Immediately, I'm going to say, yeah, this is it because it's familiar to me.
It's familiar.
It automatically sparks an emotion. Like I hear Shimmy Shimmy, I think of 8th grade. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? Like it definitely brings back something that I can immediately grab onto. but that's not to say that it may be the best once I listen to everything else. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But for now, I mean, it's definitely up there.
Yeah, some numbers for y'all too. He was saying J-Hope's Jack in the Box earns the biggest debut for an album by a Korean soloist in Spotify history.
Good for him.
So that's dope.
Think anybody else could surpass that?
I don't know. Really, at this point, when it comes to some of these, especially like kind of SK stuff, it seemed like only BTS is gonna break BTS shit. I can't speak for what group may come out 15 or 20 years later and music probably change again.
Think any other BTS member could surpass that?
It's hard to tell.
I don't know, man. It's
because it depends on what offerings we get from them. You know what I mean? Depending on the music. So, like, everybody might say, "Oh, well, Sugar and RM," but maybe not, because if they're giving their usual, we kind of got Dark from Hope. So, not to say that we don't want Dark from them, but you might want to change the pace. So, you might get a JK album that would sell more or be streamed more than a Sugar or a RM. So, like, honestly, from a business standpoint, it would be best to do rap line, vocal, rap line, vocal, rap line, vocal, if that's me. But I don't know what they're going to do as far as the drop order.
They might throw. They themselves might throw you off. Fucking rap line might be singing it. Fucking, you know what I mean? From what we got, I guess expect.
No, I can see Sugar doing something melodic and definitely.
R&B album.
RM would be the surprise. RM would definitely be the surprise. But I can see JK just doing whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, Keith. To me personally, with that question, I think really is just catching casuals or non-army. Is really what songs you making that might appeal to them. Because I think Army just gonna carry. I think regardless of whoever drop, everybody's gonna get the same amount of love. It's just will your song transcend kind of Army and go into like some casuals where someone be like, "What's that? That sound kind of hot. What is that?" You know what I mean? So, at least personally, that's how I feel. So I don't.
In my opinion.
Yeah, because sometimes people will be like, "We love them all the same," and you be like, "Well, how come somebody's numbers is a little higher than somebody else's numbers?" It's like, and at that point, I'm just like, okay, then it has to be the music. Yeah, I'm here for some of those questions because someone can't be like, everybody knows to go look at this and it's like 10,000 views versus something else that's like millions, and it's like, well, what's real and what's fake? Is
that your preference or is that a real thing?
It's always a number form when it comes against your argument. It's like,
and there's that.
No, I thought this was really cool for sure. I definitely enjoyed, for example, I mean the clear ODB beat and everything like that. I mean, classic Wu-Tang beat, incredible sample. I'm always impressed with the musicality of Hobie and everything like that. Just again, having music with like Becky G and everything like that. It's just his musical knowledge and intelligence, as I said before, is just so vast and incredible that I do gotta admit though, with given the subject matter of the song and everything, I do wonder at what point you kind of say this is the beat to best tell that story, or anything like that, as opposed to this beat or anything like that. But nonetheless, it's just incredible, and he absolutely did his thing on this track for sure. The sample is incredible. I definitely love everything that he's kind of alluding to in the lyrics as far as like, I asked myself dozens of times, am I really like that? Like, am I really this hopeful person who's optimistic, the smile on my face? So I thought it was something I could do through my music, my speech, like my overall field, like the essence of who I am. But I do wonder, he says, I ask J-Hope, like, is that something, if it were me, would you be able to do those same things, basically? In essence, kind of this cheerful aspect of you that you personify. If you were me, if you were Jack in the Box or whatever, stage name kind of alter ego he's going under, I think it's impressive that he's able to kind of pose that question to J-Hope, and then kind of, I'm curious where Hobie fits into this, as far as like, who he embodies as himself, perhaps, but nonetheless, I find that incredible that he's kind of having that inner conversation with himself. And then he basically says, perhaps it's because I was born under different circumstances. None of it was my fault. And show your persona with pride. Basically, if I'm the dark side of this, if this is what I came from, I'm going to embrace that and show that persona, as opposed to you who might have come from something much better, and then you embrace that persona of the happiness that you have felt or exuded or anything. So I think it's interesting how he's kind of calling into question those things. And then basically when he kind of gets into the second verse to really tie things together, he basically is saying, it seems as though you kind of almost had it easy, like you have everything now. You have money, glory, fortune. You have people who follow you, and he's basically saying, is that something like you have those things now? So perhaps are you able to kind of step in my shoes and see it from this perspective? And he's really just essentially asking that question of like, is J-Hope like real in that sense? In the sense of like, is like that's a character created for the stage, and he's gone through these things and had these incredible triumphs. But when we step away from that, like, would J-Hope be able to step into this set of circumstances, these darker situations, and be able to still exude that positivity? And it's almost like, if you're considering this, toward the third act of the album, this is almost where that, like, a real villain kind of confrontation, where you're getting the philosophies of the hero and the villain in the proverbial situation. So the storytelling of that, I really love for sure. And basically he's saying, I wonder what hardships and ordeals mean to you, since you only walked upstairs that were intact, which I think is a beautiful metaphor. He's basically saying literally the steps you've taken were beautiful and polished and intact. You had an easy flight up to your stairs, to your success, whereas my stairs perhaps were broken, diluted in some sort of way. So I think that's an incredible way to call that into question as far as you racing up to your proverbial height. And he said basically, if all those things are taken from you and you were at the bottom, like how would you kind of come out from that? So I'm curious as far as where we're going to take that with the next two tracks, and then calling in the question at the end, what if I have nothing? It's just really impressive. If you strip away all the success, all the money, the glory, the fans, all those things, if I boil you essentially down to the essence of who you are, is that still hope? Or is that something you're going to be corrupted by the darkness? Again, in, I believe it was Stop, where he was calling into question the nature-nurture side of things. Are people inherently evil? If I went back to the beginning, would it be different for you versus me? What changes along the way kind of made us who we are and gave us our identity? So calling all those things into question is really introspective, reflective, and I love that it's a conversation between essentially, I don't want to necessarily just say the shadow self, but if he's meant to represent the hope, this is definitely that darkness, that opposite end of the spectrum to call those things into question. And again, everything he did technically on the beat, his rapping ability and the way he just presents his self, like throughout the wholeness of this album and his discography as a whole. But nah, this was really incredible. I can definitely see why it was so highly requested, and I can't wait to see how we wrap up the rest of this album.
Bars is back. Shout out to Jared. We say hip hop is back. Y'all know the vibes. Jump in the comments. Tell us how y'all feel about the track. Where do you think does it stand up inside the album? What's your favorite track? Are you following us on this journey? If so, let's jump into the next adventure. Love you guys.
Love y'all.
Holla at you.